a skitty. Really? Some holes are just unpleasant. Some holes are just unpleasant. Sometimes you gotta micro. That is the one thing we don't want to do. Wug. I should do a little bit more Divine Virtues. Especially because this spell's free. I don't need to practice that one. Well, no, free spell. I should also do this. Where am I? What am I doing? Oh, there goes the internet. Rest in peace, hello 11. If you can hear me through the internet. Stupid itself. That was terrible. Yep, you hopped in 11 and the street decided to die. Holy shit, it's just killing itself again. I love this. I had one good day yesterday, and then it's back to decided I want to suck ass again. Just kidding, we're back now. Oh. And we're gone again. Oh. It was just for like half a minute. Hello and goodbye display, and also hello Gypsum. It was great yesterday. I had literally like 30 seconds of issue maybe, and that was it. So maybe that'll be the same today. We just had 30 seconds, and boom, it's good. Cool. Printer, it had not. First of all, I was about to say I don't have a printer in that, but that's a complete lie. I do have a printer. Although I don't believe it's turned on because it's never used. Like this anyway. Good question. It's been fine for 9 months. Actually, about a year. It was election time last year. I got the new modem put up. Because right before that, I got the new router, and then I got the new modem installed in, and it's been almost completely fine. Like, there's been a couple like slight hiccups here or there, but then that was fine. Spectrum. And we don't have fiber in the area yet. I live too far away from modern civilization to have fiber yet. We're getting installed the next year or two, supposedly, across the entirety of the country. So, cool. Well, that's the thing. It's been fine for a while. It's just this last week's been really bad. With Friday being just god-awful. And then I reset everything. And then yesterday was good. Yesterday was perfectly fine. There was really no issues. And then there was, I just had a brief hiccup there. But, it's holding since. Cope and Steve. Oh, fucking floor that got me killed. Should work? Yeah, it's about like 8 minutes away from me. Not the infrastructure, it's the same problem as before. If that Spectrum doesn't sometime, like to be good. But Copium, it'll be fine now, right? Whenever I can get fiber in, then it should be perfectly fine, zero issues, but until then, I'm just hoping, I reset everything, I'm hoping this last week was an anomaly. So like I said, I've not had these issues in a year, so... Because, like, if I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, there's the occasion, like, I do get occasional slowdown. Like, I'll look at the end of my stream, and I'll have 30-second slowdown here or there. Like, once or twice a stream. That's not that uncommon. I don't really care. Beat Math 3 skill difference. Maybe they knew that I had snow coming this week, and they decided, oh shit, we gotta work on things until then. So now I got snow on the ground. Best part is, I'm gonna have to wake up tomorrow morning and before I go to work, go outside to clear the driveway. It's gonna snow like the son of a gun tomorrow. Problem is, there's a plan on this attack, but it's really hard to talk into the plan. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not unthinkable that I glance over and I see 5 seconds of drop frames. I don't really care when that happens. I'm like, oh, whatever. Just when it's an extended problem for, you know, more than 20, 30 seconds, then I'm like, hold up, what's actually going on? And for the most part, I haven't had that forever till this week. Oop. She does, no. My hands are off the keyboard for that one. I was taking a drink. I mean, it's pretty simple to turn your brain off during these early waves. If I turn your brain off, I mean not try hard. But like when I'm actually like trying to like super try hard, it's like I try to look so far ahead. So like I'm trying to reach so much more head than I do in like almost any other attack. Where I'm scouring so high up. Because I'm not doing the pre-wave reads. Where I look at the... Because you kind of can, but, like, it's way too difficult. Doesn't Oku final? In what way? Sorry, so far? Exactly, yeah. Sometimes you gotta practice. Also, hello, Pluggo and Walrus. I'm sorry, Walrus 5. It's not Walrus. The good news is you generally have the time to look ahead of this attack. But it's like looking through everything and trying to find what you're looking for. And knowing that the quicker you find what you're looking for, the better odds of you being able to hit your micro is. Should you need to. Oh, I could have had that one. Subsun's easier than this. I hate Subsun. Okay, I fucking absolutely despise Subsun. Fucking have infinite HP. It lasts almost exactly as long as Subsun. I think it's like 5 seconds longer or something with this shot type compared to Reimu B. It's about 5 seconds, I believe. There's a little bit of give or take depending on like how wide I play on a given attempt. Like my runs have a certain length, but give or take 5 seconds apiece. But I think on average, this attack with this shot type is about 5 seconds longer than Subsun. So it's not like it's necessarily longer. It is most definitely harder. Now, I fucking hate Subsun. I like this attack a lot more than Subsun, but it's not that Subsun is free, by the way. Don't get that one wrong either. Subsun is an attack that can very well kill you. It's just it's not at the same level as this. Well, part of the nature of Subsun, to be fair with this too, is the fact that, like, most waves are not that bad. It's just because they last so long for both of these attacks. It's like the odds of one of the waves being like the disgusting line is not that bad. It's actually pretty, like, it's pretty solid that you'll see a disgusting line or two on these. Sub-Sun, you're definitely wiggling a bit less than this. So you're rarely... So you might, like, dips a little bit left or right, but you're rarely ever leaving damage range. Whee! What am I doing? Apply that normal. How do you say Sub-Sun and Virtues compared to Sumizome? Sumizome is the easiest of the three. Probably. Probably. I'm a little biased again. Yeah, Sumizome is Yuko's. Her normal final, it's not Resurrection Butterfly, of course. I am biased because I do really hate. I fucking hate. I like Sumizome and I hate Sub-Sun, so I'm a bit more biased to say Sub-Sun. I think Sub-Sun and Sumizome are honestly fairly similar. I'll give probably a slight edge to Sub-Sun in terms of difficulty. Probably varies a little bit depending on shot types, so, you know, take in mind that I always play homing. But the two are probably pretty similar. Easiest final, the stage 6 boss. I'd have to probably ask Alan, because I'm not familiar enough with most of them. If we say we ignore Resurrection Butterfly and the Imperishable Night, like, last word spells, and we focus on, like, the traditional normal final, Kaguya's final's probably up there because it's really consistent. Jimmy, no, it's definitely not Shimmy's final. I feel like Sumizome, maybe Sub-Sun, Miko's final would all probably be higher up than Shimby's final. Sukuna's final is fairly tricky, and there is a lot of volatility on Sukuna's final that some of the others don't quite have as much of. I could believe it. I don't think so off the top of my head. No thanks for good luck, Pokemon. Did you not? Okay. Bumper crop giveth and bumper crop taketh. I feel like Miko's is really consistent, but I don't actually have enough experience. I've literally played. I personally have played against that spell once, so I don't know. Same with honestly Keiki's file too, and Kaimada's. I've played against all of them once, where I'm not like fully comfortable in like. I think they're not bad. Kaimada's I think is harder. I'm not confident in my Keiki and Miko ranking on their finals for sure, just because I don't have quite enough experience on them. are going to run naturally. I mean, obviously every final is going to be intimidating on a run. I don't believe Keiki Final will be up there. I just mentioned it because it's in the boat of a few of those where I'm like, I'm not knowledgeable enough on it to say much. Scarlet and Sokyo with good RNG is the easiest final. Actually, if you people won't count this because a lot of people don't like to count PC98, but Shinki Final. Shinki Final could be the easiest. I'd say Yuka's is definitely harder. It's way tighter. I don't know enough about Nima's final, but Shinki's final is pretty consistent. Is that hard? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did lose to it on 1cc pace, and so I had to go back and run through the game again, but I still feel confident saying that that's potentially one of the easiest, at least. I gotta speak vaguely, because otherwise someone will come after me. Gotta have that barrier to be like, oh, I only, said maybe one of. Don't want to speak in exacts. Oh, rest in peace, my faith. I messed that one up. World record pace is Jover. Sorry, Minori Covert. We got nerf it. Listen, I like to say things very confidently and then finish it with a allegedly. Allegedly. Peerless Wind God is free. Allegedly. Yes, Shinki's file is most definitely easier than Devil's Recitation. Okay, I say definitely. When I played Mystic Square, I definitely struggled more to Devil's Recitation than Shinki Final. But, so, in my experience, though I've never practiced LNNing that game. To be fair, even for the LNN, Shinki's not even, the hardest part of that run. It's like there's several aspects of that Stage 4 and Yumiko's stupid knives that are definitely harder than Shinki. Kill you. I mean, everything can kill you. Right? Like all it takes is you just missing a line. And, everything on Lunatic's designed to kill you. It's just that, some things are going to kill you more consistently. Like how Sanai mid-spell is actually the hardest part of this game. Second hardest part, third hardest part of this game, actually. Only behind, excuse me. Exile Doll and Hydro. I cut back way too much. I thought I moved much further to the left than I actually did. Yeah, I'm not counting 1, 3, 9, and 19, obviously. And I have no real familiarity with 20. guess 19 could technically count, because, like, unlike 3 and 9, it does actually have a kind of a final, right? Because, like, that game does progress a little more traditionally, but even if you're counting that, there's no way I'd say that's the easiest. Because Yuka's final is one of those where it's like, you know, if you have a little bit of knowledge, but you're not that knowledgeable, it's one of those where it looks like it could be free, but you play it and you'll realize it's anything but. Yep, that is a very aggressive yep from you, Buggo. Well, thanks for the raid, appreciate it. We are dying to stage 2, because that's what we do. Who could it possibly be? But I was about to say, I hope the rest of your perishable-ing went well, but... Listen, the sad reality is that you have to lose in order to win, generally speaking, in Touhou. Miyamoto to lose stage 2 for the umpteenth. Although otherwise, well, that's good to hear. You gotta... Even as I continue to die 100 times to a Sinai mid-spell, you gotta take what you get. And appreciate what goes well. You can get out stage 2 jail. Wow, I feel like I'm in the same boat. Although I will say that stage 2 jail, you're not out of it until you get to Hydro in this. It's like it extends a little bit to Hydro, but... Because it's been a while since I touched Imperishable Knight, but Kaine and Lunatic, from what I remember, is not that bad. The game kind of like I feel like that stage 3 is kind of a lull until you get to some parts of stage 4. Horai Jewel. I game over to Horai Jewel a bunch. I always call it Horai Barrage. I game over to that spell like 3 times on run, like on 1cc runs, until I eventually said, I'm gonna sit down and cap this spell. I spent an hour and a half practicing it. I've talked about this many times, but I spent an hour and a half routing that fucking spell, trying to figure out what to do. Because the problem is, or was, I should say, was that, like, I can see people make it look free. I can see people just go through it and make make Kaguya Final look like a cakewalk. And I couldn't for the life of me be able, like, just because I could see them do it doesn't mean I could figure out why the spell works as it did. I spent an hour and a half, 180 attempts, before I got single cap. I still died to it in the middle of my 1cc, but I only died once to it in the middle of the run. And then I managed to get away. But I spent forever on that. Hey, it's Exile Doll, my favorite. Hello, Kaguya. Release Stage 4. I like Imperishable Knight Stage 4. For the most part. No, I'm also a Reimu player, so that means I fight Marissa. So, you know, maybe if I thought Reimu, I'd have a bit different opinions, but... Yes, Kaguya Final takes forever till you can start damaging her. Codes itself? Yeah, it's just that simple. If only I would have, you know, known and understood how to actually incorporate that into my game. You lost your out. I mean, she's 50-50 on the day, so... You gotta stay until you can get a clear winner. Is Hina in Fantasy Maiden Wars at any point? That game has up through UFO characters. She better be in that fucking game. That's not terrible, but the problem is when you get there and you don't have enough resources. So I got to the point where I actually was like, I gotta route this out. I gotta be able to do this on like a low resource count. And boom! Like I said, I was able to do it only losing a single life. I think I also bombed like once. But... It doesn't really... Yeah, that's... And then you have the pressure, and it's just everything else adds up, and it's just such a pain in the ass. Like, again, LNN consistency, it might be one of the most consistent finals on the market. But, like, getting there is a different story if you're not Touhou. Oh my goodness, that was... I hate this spell. I fucking hate this spell so much. It's like every day I die like 3 or 4 times to Exile Doll, and it just makes me be like, maybe I hate Exile Doll more than Hydro. And then I just play Hydro, and I'm like, all of my hatred for Exile Doll goes away in an instant. It's just incredible. The optimal standing positions, but the lines are fine. I think it's Hatade. Not too surprising, like I said, because it has up through and Desires, I think. So, and Hatade was double spoiler was 12.5, right? So it would make sense that Caters was there. Although I was questioning about Hina. UFR. Oh, I thought had TD characters. Because I thought you get the Palanquin ship at some point. This is not the line you want to be on this, but it's fine. Never punished. Is this good enough? Barely. Okay, this is the fucking worst Notori spell 1 you've ever seen. Do not do that. Do not do anything I just did. I just shouldn't be dead for that. I just got bailed out. Cartoon's UFO. Is it? Huh. I guess it is, now that I think about it. Whatever. No Fudo games are playable. I gotta stop. Oh, fuck me! Easiest spell of my life. So this could be that bad, yeah. I love when she moves straight up. Okay, that was just dodge shit, dude. That was just I should have died like 4 times on that Notori. I cannot be that upset over that death. Oh, I'm out of tea now. Is this? It's emo. Why did it also take 5 years for it to load on my... Yeah. Now it's coming to mind. Now it's coming to mind. Check one thing quick. Doing really misspell paladin that badly? I don't know how true that is. It'd be funny if it was true, though. If he is in the game. Your boss fights in Reimu route. Unbelievable. Game's literally unplayable, dude. That is... I'm not gonna go on too much about it here. That is my biggest complaint with Fantasy Maiden Wars so far. Probably will forever remain my biggest complaint with FMW. For the other route, the problem is, it's like, first of all, the routes have so much overlap, and I don't know if I would want to play through the entire game again on stream. Like that's one of the things that gives me the biggest pause about it. Is just like I kind of like to it. Like I like Fantasy Bay Wars, at least so far. Like very fun game, but it's just really okay. Internet sign again. Yippee! Oh, don't go down there. Okay, we're back. That was only a brief issue. Don't forget to refresh your stream, because if you lose frames briefly, you end up falling behind. Because internet is great. Gave a response. I'm pretty sure I gave most of my response before it. Refresh Twitch dashboard of my end though, real quick. But the thing is, I really like the game. First of all, the game's very long, right? And also, like, there's just so, like, the problem is there's just enough that's like separate on the routes to make you like want to do both routes, but there's so much overlap that it makes me so not want to do to do both routes. Especially because of how long the game is as well. Like, I'll talk up Devil of Decline, and it's like, because it does have a similar design idea, to be fair. But the difference in routes, they actually is basically just how hard the game is. In all honesty, like, it's just different difficulties instead of being easy, normal, hard, or something. It's just who you play as. And second of all, it's like there's a difference in the characters you play as, but in terms of like story and progression, it's like it's the very beginning of the game and that's it. It's like otherwise it's like your protagonist and some dialogue will vary a little bit, but like the entire game progresses the same, and the post game is also identical no matter who you started as. And so it's like almost all the game ends up being the same, just, you know, who your protagonist is basically different. So your cutscenes vary a little bit, but it just I don't like I kind if I didn't stream Fantasy Maiden Wars and I was still in my 100%ing the days where I'd sit down before I worked and would sit down and play JRPGs for 8 hours a day, I would probably love it. But I don't. Okay, we're losing frames again! Yippee! We all love internet. I love when the bitrate is good, but like the internet still doesn't want to actually like work. I love inconsistent internet's my favorite pastime. No, map 24. And Acus? What's Acus? 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 That's supposed to be. Hey, I'm losing frames again. Never mind. Can't answer questions. Because my bitrate got too high for a second. You start to run, the frames get lost. Can't be coincidence. No, it's just because I start to run a lot, so they tend to line up. By sheer coincidence. In the Aki sisters? Ah, I see. I didn't think about it like that. That makes sense. It's just I usually see them referred to as, you know, Minariko and the other one. I probably won't play the other route, but I can't rule it out. Because I do like the game a lot, it's just very tedious. Character, she has so much invincibility before you can kill her. There's a lot of characters that have lots of invincibility, right? I mean, I could argue Nue is literally like just an invincible ball of light for couple stages, right? What if the Aki sisters both did Mushi Aki final? What does that mean? We speak Touhou here. We don't speak, I forget that game. Eleven, would you like to translate that message for us? It is the good game. It's one of the reason it's one of the top, generally favored Touhou games. Was it Mushihime something? Wait, that was Game Computer said. I thought that was 11 for a second. I am out of it. Exile Doll, my favorite! Keep Samba? Yeah, okay. Like, it's like there's a lot of those games that I've heard of, but like I'm not so familiar. Can you like just go away? Hey, thank you. Drivers, pull up Big Booty Hina art. Bamba. Game Glitcher, you can't ask a detailed question like that one while I'm in the middle of stage 3, okay? You gotta... you gotta wait till I get to a dialogue prompt before I can answer that one well. Hydro, my beloved. I love Hydro, it's my favorite thing. Sorry, Maniac, like CC. Bro, it was close to being something else, I tell you, dude. Some of these words. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Just die? Thank you. Okay, that was a little long, but it was relatively not that bad. As bad as last one. Okay, Wall Fairy, my beloved. Wall Fairies. Plural, my bad. Yeah, I must disagree. Moth is not a great game, because this game has Hydro Camouflage and Exile Doll, so just therefore it is impossible for it to be a good game. What's a worse ship, Okina x Satoru or Mai, or Yukari x Rodman or Chen? Okina x or Surge is Canada? What do you mean? Being married to Kogasa and then getting hosed every day. What does that mean? What one's worse? Probably Yukari Chen or Ron Chen is probably the worst of that congregation. Kogasa attacks are water based. Okay. Like, what do you mean getting hosed? I was like, what? I don't feel like she's that much of a water user. I guess now you mention it, she has He has some water-based attacks. Say gets a third tag when you reach a Pearl. Daisei is the best. She's the hard carry of the run. I'm telling you, Gypsum. You may not believe me, but at the end of the day, when she's up there on that on the kills leaderboard. Okay, maybe I should actually focus on doing Notori well, so I don't do what happened last run and just have the world's sketchiest Notori. Okay, that wave 2 was a little sketchy, but much better than last time. That wave 2 was just a bad wave, so it's not like there was like a super pretty line. Did you just move to the right? Thank you. Holy shit, she actually listened. Okay, well, she did listen the second time, but the first time's more important than the second. That was dog shit. But I'm on stage 4, stage of hopes and dreams. That's all that matters. We'll see LNN at some point. Which LNNs do you already have? If you got some. I'm not sure, but at the same time, dude, literally broken. H6 boss for your wife. Did we have that? I don't think we had that specific conversation. The conversation was the sages plus Shinky. It wasn't all stage 6 bosses. Okay, let's back up for a minute, Game Glitcher. Let's back up, Rainbow Indy. Okay. In just this game, if you have any more elsewhere. But let's back up, Game Glitcher. Like, I'm gonna say that. Like you go right up. No, Shinky. The only time I brought up Shinky was during the sages conversation. Otherwise, like, I maybe skimmed Shinky, but, like, I didn't... Like, obviously, if I'm talking exclusively Stage 6 bosses, like, obviously Kaneko and Yuko, and probably Okina are gonna, like, pop up on that list way higher, Junko. But I remember, like, the Shinky conversation that you got so upset of me over, that was talking about Kusen, Yukari, Okina, and Shinky. That was the conversation that you got so fired up over. Stage 4, my beloved. Raise the Internet dies, my favorite. Yep, I love Internet. Okay, it's back. Consistency is my favorite. An itch. Fuck. It's so tight. Got you, Miko, perhaps? I think Kage is solid. I don't know about Miko. I'm Omiji. Fuck! It's always the first wave. Okay, never mind. It's always every wave. Snail. It wasn't even the snail. Like the snail. It wasn't even the snail. It was just I couldn't get a handle on that first wave. Elaborate what? On the Miko propaganda? that you're trying to instill? I'm not going to say Miko is bad by any means. I just don't see her top of the list. I have grown on, like, Miko's grown on me a lot. I used to, like, not care for her at all. She has grown on me a lot. I will say that. But not enough where she's gonna. If we're talking exclusively stage 6 bosses, not enough where she's near the #1 discussion. Who's at the bottom of the stage 6 boss discussion? I do like all of them, generally speaking. But like the wife tier specifically. Yeah, you're right. Game Glitch, you gotta remember that 11 likes elitist people who are gonna, like, who think lesser of other people. Because you hate her. I hate her final. I do like the rest of the Oku fight, though. It's a very, very good fight. Also, hello, Fauna. EX boss wife? Rumia EX. I mean, if you're looking at extra stages, like, the answer is obviously wrong. I don't think, like, where it's gonna go. And this guy, I can't ban myself. I'm not gonna ban Walrus just for that. You get paces these days. I had stage 5 pace yesterday, I think it was. I had a good pace. I had a couple like solid paces on Thursday. Yesterday was really good. I had a Storm Day pace and stage 5. And I mean, I just had Momiji like 2 minutes ago before Momiji decided to bend me over. So it has been sketchy for a little bit, but these last like 3 streaming days have been. I had like a week and a half where it was just miserable, but like this last week, I've been a lot more optimistic, a lot happier with how things have gone. I've gotten a lot of more solid things going. I think Hakadia is solid, but I don't think she's #1 on EX bosses or extra bosses to specify. Like, I think she's very solid. Like, the more and more I talked about Hakadia a while ago, the more I think she's a very solid, respectable choice. I can't see it as #1 on most lists. I mean, Nue is a little sketchy. Like, she's probably higher up than a lot, but I think Nue is a bit... eh. I mean, how much of a red flag is Flan, really? Like, obviously, when we look at things like a lot of fan works, you know, where she's the genocide murderer, like they depict Koichi as well, then obviously that's a pretty red flag, but I don't know how much canon Flan is really that red of a flag. You're to judge? Yeah, that is very true. I'm definitely not arguing she's #1. And I'll always stand by that, I'll always say, oh, what's the saying? I always stand by the say of secondaries will say Flan is the best choice, while primaries realize Remelia is the better option. Although I think Flan is fine. Who's extra? Evil Eye, Sigma / Rika. So realistically, it's Rika. Gengetsu and Mugetsu. Alice. Flani B. Could you die? Holy shit. Yukari, Ranchema, Moko, Suwako, Oish, New Huju, Mamizo, Raiko, Hikadia, Okina, Saki, and, what's her nuts? Momio. And then whoever the 20 extra is, I forget her name off the top of my head. Lana Remy come in a bundle? I don't know how true that is. Thank you. It's Nue, but I'll say New Huju. Because it's funny to pronounce her name like that. I mean, Chicken Butt, I've gotten corrected by a lot of Touhou names over the years, because when I started streaming, I'd only ever read names, so there's a number of names that I did not know Sinai until I heard someone say Sinai. I was like, oh, that's how it's pronounced. POFV technically has an extra. It has an extra mode, but it's not really an extra stage, per se. POFV's extra, I'm pretty sure, is one-hit wonder. So every boss and you, the player, die in one hit, but there's no unique bosses. Zoom sounds exciting for 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of names that. I mean, I've been to Touhou for like 7 years at this point, so I have a lot of experience. But you know, there's many points where I see names, I'm like, that's how you pronounce it? Tay was the long one, because I was always like Tui or Tay. And then I heard it was Tay. I was like, what the fuck? That's how you pronounce it? Koishi is arguably the biggest, like, red flag. And that's not because Koishi is, like, that terrible. It's just the forgetting. It's just unfortunate with her. It's not that she's a genocidal murderer. That's not true. It's just, that was a really, really generous Hydro. Okay, Notori, I'm once again asking. Again, yeah, 11's very no valid point. Movie where the guy marries and has kids with a woman and forgets the day she just lived every time she sleeps. Is this like a remix of Groundhog Day? You get 2 LNNs. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If you're playing the games, if you're not listening to people talk about it, you're not playing fan games potentially, where especially ones with voice acting. Like, there's like, you don't. There's no reason for you to, like, know some of the pronunciation. Like, you just pronounce it in your head. And unless you, like, hear otherwise, you know, there's no reason for you to doubt certain pronunciations. I never knew how Nue was pronounced for a while. I always pronounced it New. Until I learned it was Nue. And then I still call her New sometimes because it's funny. Throwing at Stage 4 is certified classic. I would never throw in Stage 4s. Fuck me. Oh, I almost got... I had to go way faster than that. A good movie? Nui is a brand that makes ice cream. I'll take your word for it. If you want an emote, then just send the link for it, and I'll try to look at it, and if I like it enough, I'll put it in. And generally speaking, I have most of that in. Kiss you in a second, and then be gone the next. Some people are into that, okay? The thrill of the chase. They like the elusive. Yeah, and there are also people that will look at, you know, Parsi and be like, I can fix her. Really keep super permission. Is it her permission? I feel like, because, like, I thought it's just her, like, consciousness that's, like, you know, she just drifts in and out. It's, like, how much does she control that? Teleport. Wow, what a nerd.
It explains the mechanics behind your teleportation in the fighters, actually.
Best ship, Hina Parsi? Is that the best ship? It's not that normie, so, like, I'll allow it, but it's not, like, it's that out there, in my opinion. Oh my goodness! Oh, girl. That's very true, Levin. Very true. Speaking of ship, I gotta get a ship of the run. What's the ship of this run gonna be? I'm thinking. Ooh, let's go. I'm gonna go Shinki X Murasa. Hot tier ship. Gotta get some art of that right now. Brock, pull up art of Shinki X Murasa. I gotta actually put in the I actually gotta put in my rules at some point, my ship rules. Much of that right now. My rules here are I'll allow ship talk as long as it's not normie ships. No, it's exaggeration when I say this. Like, I'm not banning people over it, but... You know, I don't want to hear about your Alice X Marissa. That's boring. Everyone does that, okay? I wanna hear Mei Ling X Yamame. Who the fuck does that one, huh? When have you ever seen that before? That's unique. Oh, garbage shit. It's like, I don't want to go on that list. Ship wiki again. How about no? I tell you what, Game Glitcher, you can bring up the ship wiki again, as long as I can go back to bring up eggs. How about that? Good grief, woman! What is that? What is that emote string 11? Why did I do any of the things I just did? Why did I try to do that dodge and then I just stopped? Exile doll moment. See? I don't see what the problem is. That's the egg god. I can't believe what they did to E. I can't believe E2 is dead. And totally it's not going to be her doing it. She's not going to come back. Like, I can't believe E2 is dead. Early fairy? Yeah, let's go, baby. Plus 100 faith. Super, super important. Okay, once again, Minariko. Yeah, but what are you looking in there for? Is there a Yukari ship wiki? Really unique? Well, if it's in the ship wiki, then it's probably pretty normie. TX versus Dad. Ooh, now we're getting adventurous. kind of lame, but that was my point. Ooh, that's a lot of faith for this point. I did gray out some scores, so... That's clearly a tragedy. So Suzuk's mommy's so strange, but you call it unique? I can't say I've ever heard of it before, so I'll allow it for now. Random Moonguard X Parsi, my favorite ship. Hi again, Hina. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, that you don't feel pressed to be gross. Something connecting them? No. Because if they have anything you could actually pull from, then people will actually make them, right? I'm not trying to turn this into My Hero Academia. Yeah, considering that a lot of the some of my favorite series, a lot of the common ships are like, this character kills someone or tries to kill someone. Let's ship them together. I'll take anything. Hell, that must be... Yeah, see, 11's got it, see? Stage 3! Must say, the good news is, my stage 2s have been really good today. Bad news is, these stage 3s have been questionable. And it's not just because of Hydro. For what it's worth. We need a new airplane discussion. That's what we need. We need a new Touhou airplane meme, and then figure that one out. To pick her over that. Quick game glitcher, go right up an atrocious airplane, and then we can argue over seating. Act a human. Hydro, my beloved. Oh my gosh, Hydro, you're so terrifying. But I mean, I am undefeated in Hydro today, which is sick. Although it takes a toll on my heart. Hydro's free, so true. Hydro's about as free as Fearless Wind God is. Almost missed that sync phase. Okay, Notori, this time for show, right? Let's think, hold on, I'll look in a minute. It better not be the same as last time, or else you're banned. That was such a, I baited myself in that line so badly. Oh, I'm so good at this attack in practice. I'm so dog shit in middle runs as of late. Why are you so far to the right? Oh, let me look in Glitcher, see if it's decent. If it's not decent, ooh, you're in trouble. Come on, only a caster toe 10? Lame. Come on, where's the... This doesn't look like it's a... what's the argument here on that one? Come on. Come on, where's the painful decision to be made? This one looks boring. I don't want one where it's just like, oh, here's a billion of these popular characters. Which one's your favorites? Let's sit next to them, teehee. Okay, I want to take the bottom 12 characters in the popularity poll. That's an exaggeration. Okay. Okay, you gotta make sure Sumareko's on the plate somewhere, because people are gonna bitch and moan if she is, so... It's like, what's the point if that's not gonna be there? Momiji's actually free? That was disgusting. Oh, evil eye Sigmas. I say 12, I don't know how many, people you're putting on the plane necessarily. Maybe it's 14, maybe it's 12, depending on the design, right? Game Glitch is gonna just put a bunch of EOSD characters because he hates all of them. You win some of the time. Eye is literally inside of me. And not in a hot way. Okay, yeah. How you doing, girl? You in a good mood? I was like, I'm in a pleasant mood. Not a great mood, but it's not bad. Back! Okay, fine. Storm Day, my behated. Yeah, I hate Storm Discipline. Bombs hella base. Well, you want to start from the bottom, at least during the very beginning. Oop. Twice in a row. Because you get more damage that way. Like, the moment I actually have to start dodging, I'm not going to be on the bottom, but... At that very beginning, you want to be on the bottom, with Ray Mahoney specifically. Ooh. Storm Day. No. Storm Day, to be honest, isn't even her artist attack. It's just my least favorite. Well, no, that's not true. My least favorite are final. We'll ignore that. We'll ignore that Save 4 as a whole as the hardest part of the run. Slightly debatably. It's the Pasta Central. I'm glad somebody gets it. So you're level on 3 through 4, you're right. Looking to hell, that's just your hell. Okay, would it be better to sit next to that or next to Sega? Which one's worse? That extra submissive? What do you mean? Sega's a real problem if you ask me. You know, besides the first one, Bumper's been pretty tame all day. Be a submissive chorus. Exactly. I should take a pee break is what I should do. So I'm at an hour and a half. Before I move on, I should take a brief drink/pee break. She revives you? I mean, will she? I know she was going to revive you with good intentions as well. Ego would be a great mom. I mean, she already is one to Yoshika, right? So he wants to steal Eiko.
And is that canonically true, Game Glitcher? I don't think that happened in canon.
Remove? I don't know. Her normal life. Last spell. That is not necessarily true, no. So the first 3 stages, you got Bumper Crop, which is Minariko's final. That's noteworthy because of how just volatile it is. Exile Doll, Hina's final. That spell is very problematic. And you got Hydro Camouflage, which is Tori mid-spell. Those are the 3 noteworthy parts of the early game. Otherwise, it's not that bad. This attack sucks, but that's because I always pick the worst fucking lines on this attack. Otherwise, it's not that bad. It's just I make it a lot worse than it should be. Stage 4 has a bajillion problems, okay? You got the spinning fairies. There's 5 of them. They are problematic. You have Momiji. Momiji is a big problem. Momiji is a very big problem. You got Saruta Cross, arguably Aya's second hardest attack. Storm Day is not that terrible. I am a little sucky at it at times. It is noteworthy. Peerless Wind God, arguably the hardest attack in the game, which is not Aya's last spell. Her last spell, I despise her last spell. It's not that bad. Her last spell is her easiest attack. Well, her easiest spell card at the very least. I do hate it, though, personally. But Stage 5 is not that bad. Stage 5 has a few problems, but they're not that major. Moses being really the most noteworthy thing. Not that there isn't other things that can be a problem, but compared to Stage 4 and 6, 5 is pretty not as standout. And then Stage 6 has a whole abundance of problems as well. Okay, game, that's your better name for a card. Okay, you're out here supporting, probably, Taking Fantasy by Storm. And Innate Dream. You sicko. Right, I know you did, that's why I claimed it. Act a human. Oh, girl. Whoa, girl! This is Illusionary Dominance. Most fan games, I believe, use Illusionary Dominance. At least I feel like I've seen it. If I see spell names in fan games, Illusionary Dominance, I feel like is a lot more common than Peerless Wind God. But I think it also works better for situations like that. Yeah, pretty smooth line. I almost said Act Human, but this isn't Act Human. dream. See, I thought that was an innate dream. Well, also, Fearless Wind God is not necessarily an older or it's not necessarily a newer translation. I believe the difference is just difficulty, right? Because Illusionary Dominance, I'm pretty sure, is what it is on normal, while Fearless Wind God's what it is on Lunatic. See, we got Divine Virtues of Wind God here on Lunatic, but on normal you have Mountain of Fate. I cannot, with me today, just do this spell. Like, why? It's not that bad. This spell is way easier than fucking Hydro Camouflage. Like, it is a hard spell, don't get me wrong, but... You fantasy my storm? That... Taking Fantasy by Storm sounds like something like you'd see in some fucking My Hero Academia shit. That just comes off as cringe. Innate Dream, in my opinion, is a fine name. Just don't call it. It's just Fantasy Seal. It's not Innate Dream, personally. Like, I think Innate Dream is fine. You could name something else that. It's cool. I'm sorry, Buggo, but you're gonna have to get kicked out for that one. Well, okay, whatever. It's still the same thing. Hyper Fantasy Heaven, you know, Innate Dream is a fine name. Just put it on something else. Make a new thing game with Innate Dream. Give Reimu a new attack called Innate Dream. That's fine. Nice snail trails. Diet? Thank you. His last word, I believe so. See, my rule about translations is if it's what's in Touhou Soccer, then that should be the translation. Oh, that wasn't lined up well. Ignition, Grandois. Might as well play inside because I'm here. But yeah, you want to, as Reimu homing specifically, I don't know if this is true about any of the other shot types. You want to... Oh, bad line. Fine, you know, I'll go through PS Wind God one here. An acronym? I don't know. I just call it Tenraki or whatever. Something along that line. I'm generally not the biggest acronym user. I tend to... I will use acronyms at times, but I tend to not use acronyms that much. kind of. Yeah, but that's just because I was called Kill's Wind God. Whoa, you don't have to spawn that bullet that low, bro. Oh, what, Bubba? That was so free at that point, bro. What are you doing? Okay, well, I gotta pee. I'll do like one more run when I get back, but I gotta pee real quick. Hold on. Reimu Fumo pissing in sink. Is that what she's doing? I think she's just peeing. I don't know if she's peeing in a sink. Your dominance or Pierce Wind God. I think that's just because it's on easy, right? Or on it's the normal name. So considering that, I feel like the average person, if they play Touhou, will probably play on normal compared to Lunatic. It's always my thought anyway. I can't promise you if that's why, but God with the Rhapsody also is probably pretty involved in that too. To be fair, yeah. Even when God like Bruce plagiarizing Kaneko. No, she's just borrowing Kaneko's powers for that spell. She's like, yo, Kaneko, can I get a breeze real quick? And she's like, yeah, sure, homie, I got your back. Okay, you got a few more for me though. It's getting a little late for Touhou at this point. I say this is going the opposite of the last like 2 streaming days where, wow, my stage 4 has been really good. My stage 2s have been terrible. Today's the opposite. Which I will take, as if I can consistentize my stage 2s, that is everything I need. What's her main finisher? Fuck, I don't know, it's like 20 words long. I just call it a piece of shit spell because I hate it. Rapid piston movement? No, that's what they call me in bed. That's a joke. attacks they give tonight. That is also true. I've seen, was it Rice Shower? And, I feel like I see Moses often. But, like, everything else I feel like is relatively here or there. But I feel like the only thing I consistently see from Sanai in fan works in fan games is Moses and big boobs. Well, one problem with Yomu, to be fair, is that in Touhou 7, 3 of her attacks, I think it is, have, like, the same abbreviation. Like, she literally has Hell God Sword and Heaven God Sword. At least on Lunatic. And I think she has another attack that's very similar in name. I feel like Slash of Eternity is something I see often with Yomu. The Karmic Slashes? Yeah, Karmic Slashes, yep. I think I can think of 2 instances of that on my head. Time to pack up, I'm washed. It's a Minari over. That Slash of Eternal Future, that goes kind of hard, not gonna lie. Although, to be fair, if you're making Yomu spells, I feel like you can kind of do, like, whatever you want, because every single one of her spells is, like, 20 words long. Minor Aiko. Big after she throws her Ghost Half as projectile.
Are you're referring to Mion?
Or Mion, however you want to pronounce it, Mion. If my go-to when thinking about fan game spells is I think of Labby Touhou. And I try to think of all the spell names from that. What did he use in that? I have an itch. Ooh, 60 million at this point. I did lose a little bit of faith there, tragically. But is this gonna be a 73? 73-3? Ooh, base. The Legend Nun says, dude, I love the Urban Legend attacks. They're so fun. Perception, sort of neither perception nor not perception. You should name your attacks like this one, where the front is just Scar. It's not even Scar Sign, it's just Scar. Why was there 2 red bullets there? Okay, yeah, like one more from me game. Zune, when making Hina's theme, was like, watch me go ham on this keyboard real quick. Foam and Shadow. What is Foam and Shadow? Because the only time I've ever heard the term Foam and Shadow is Touhou Soccer. Was it like Phantasm, Foam and Shadow, something like that? That was the first time I've ever used Doppler Effect. You don't want to give people PTSD if you use Doppler Effect. Last word an IN. Oh, last word's an IN for like the non-boss characters don't count. Those aren't real. They can't harm you. Read your cards Arcanum. What the fuck's Arcanum? Is she fucking Magic the Gathering player out here? We draw 3 and then discard 1 real quick. Next final piece of the Eep! Yeah, box moment. Mersa players are in shambles right now. The amount talked about field. Is that her like true final in PCB? Oh, I thought that's the spell you're referring to Arcanum as. Cheating back at you. Yukai's pretty based, you know. I love what Zune did to Yukari in Anatomy of Comic Flowers. Triple border a lot. Yeah, I've definitely seen that a fair bit. Yeah, you know one more for the road? One?
You know you want to.
Whoa, shoddy. She exiled my doll till I Pachoon. Oh! Whoo! That was a sick read. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. The attacks they give Yiko. I don't know. I don't really ever pay too much attention to the name of her attacks. Excuse me. I was through there. Woo! We never throw. So I cannot answer that well right now. Act a human. I feel like I don't see Resurrection Butterfly that much. Die? Thank you. Dude, I've been on fire with these. I have not died to a single Hydra all day. We're actually so unbelievably back. I still hate it, by the way. I'm not going to forgive it just because of today, but, you know, hot damn. What does Labby use for her spells? Nice 10,000 faith. Let me look at the labbing spells, because I'm really curious now that I mention it. Good train, you raise a good point. Yuko, what do we got? Ghostly Dreams Butterfly, Deadly Swallowtail Lands, Ghastly Dream, Saigyoji Flawless Nirvana. She flawless on my Nirvana till I Ghastly. Graphic sign, I knew I do love that. Okay, I didn't love having it happen to me, but it's funny. Time to throw it in the Tori for the last time of the day. That was a bit better of a line, but I almost flubbed it right at the end. I flubbed that one. Wow. I just cannot do the spell today. By cannot, I mean I did do it once, but damn. Or he's just out here just peeing all over me. She's just leaving me there with a pile of pee, just piss everywhere. Piss and piss. I mean, they live in the river, right? You don't. I mean. Sure, I'd believe the Kappa are peeing in the river, right? And then she's pouring the waterfall on me? I'm just saying. I don't think it's that crazy to say. Don't snail me? Don't you fucking snail- you piece of shit with these snails! That was god-awful snailing. Ooh, why am I up there? Those snails were awful! I've already told you the story of a snail. Okay, let's move on to some.